Most people treat a $1 million net worth like a golden ticket to freedom, but I've realized it's often just a bigger cage with more expensive bars. I call this the millionaire paradox. You finally have the $2 million or $5 million you once dreamed of, yet you're still checking your banking app every hour with the same survival anxiety you had when you were broke. Why? Because you've upgraded your balance, but you're still running middle-class survival software in your head. Today, we aren't just talking about spreadsheets. We're debugging your financial brain. We're bearing the 5 specific wealth traps that turn millionaires back into prisoners of their own success. Trap number 1. The first trap is what I call the accumulation glitch. This happens when the habit that made you wealthy, saving every penny, becomes the very thing that keeps you poor in spirit. Imagine you've finally reached a $1 million portfolio. Logic says you should relax, right? But for most, the glitch kicks in. Instead of feeling secure, you become terrified of seeing that number drop to $999,999. You've spent 20 years building a saving muscle, and now it's so overdeveloped that you've lost the ability to spend on things that actually improve your life. I've seen investors with $3 million who still fly economy, stay in mediocre hotels, and stress over the price of a dinner. They tell themselves they are being frugal, but in reality, they are suffering from a resource misalignment. They are rich in capital, but bankrupt in experience. The middle-class trap is believing that the goal of the game is to have the biggest number when you die. But in the real world of Tedinvests, we know that money is just a fuel. If you keep filling the tank but never drive the car, the fuel eventually goes stale. If your net worth is growing at 8% a year, but your happiness is flatlining, you aren't winning. You're just a high-level hoarder. You need to stop asking, how much more can I save? And start asking, what is this money actually for? Trap number 2. The second trap is the maintenance prison. In the middle-class mindset, success is measured by what you can add to your life. A bigger house, a second car, a vacation home. But as your net worth climbs from $500,000 to $2 million, most people don't realize they aren't just buying assets. They are buying commitments. I call this asset-induced slavery. Every new thing you own eventually starts to own a piece of your brain. That $150,000 luxury SUV requires specialized service. That $1 million vacation home needs a gardener, a security system, and constant repairs. Suddenly, your weekend isn't spent relaxing. It's spent managing the people who manage your things. The middle-class millionaire thinks they are wealthy because they have a high-maintenance lifestyle. But the truly wealthy, the ones I respect, focus on operational simplicity. They realize that every hour spent worrying about a physical object is an hour stolen from their creative freedom or their family. If you have $5 million, but your life is so complex that you can't leave for a month without everything falling apart, you aren't a CEO. You're a high-paid janitor for your own property. To break this trap, you must audit your life. Ask yourself, does this asset give me energy, or does it drain my attention? True wealth is the ability to walk away from anything at any time with zero friction. If you can't walk away, it's not an asset, it's an anchor. Trap number 3. The third trap is the hourly rate delusion. This is a cognitive bug where you continue to perform $20 tasks while your time is actually worth $500 or more. I've seen entrepreneurs with a $2 million net worth spend 4 hours on a Saturday trying to fix a leaky faucet, or researching for weeks to save $200 on a flight. They think they are being smart or resourceful, but they are failing to do the most important math of their lives, the opportunity cost of attention. When you have $1 million, your primary job is no longer labor. It is decision-making and strategy. Every hour you spend doing manual work that you could delegate is an hour you aren't using to spot the next investment trend, or more importantly, to enjoy the life you've worked so hard to build. The middle-class mindset is obsessed with saving money by spending time. The wealth mindset is obsessed with buying time by spending money. If your portfolio is generating $100,000 a year in passive income, but you're still acting like your time is free, you have a scarcity glitch in your brain. You are effectively paying yourself a sub-minimum wage to do chores. To break this trap, you need to set a minimum effective hourly rate. If a task costs less than that rate to outsource, you are forbidden from doing it. Remember, you can always earn another $100,000, but you can never, under any circumstances, earn back the Saturday you spent fixing a sink. Trap number 4. The fourth trap is the relativity trap. This is a psychological bug where you stop measuring your wealth by your own needs and start measuring it against a moving target. In the middle-class mindset, the goal is to keep up. But as you climb the ladder to a $5 million net worth, you don't stop comparing. You just change who you compare yourself to. Suddenly, your $2 million house feels small because your new circle has $10 million estates. Your business generating $500,000 in profit feels like a failure because the guy next to you just had a $50 million exit. This is what I call social status dysmorphia. You are objectively rich, but subjectively poor. The danger here is that you begin to take unnecessary risks with money you need to impress people you don't even like. I've seen seasoned investors blow their retirement funds on high-leverage moonshot bets simply because they felt behind their peers. They sacrificed their actual freedom for the image of being more successful. On Tedinvests, we define wealth as a closed-loop system. If your passive income covers your ideal lifestyle plus a margin for safety, you have won. Period. Any comparison beyond that is just a glitch in your software. To break this trap, you must build a wealth fortress around your own definitions. If you don't know what enough looks like, you will spend your entire life as a hungry ghost chasing a number that doesn't exist. Trap number 5. The final and most dangerous trap is the immortal portfolio. This is the delusion that the goal of investing is to see the line go up forever without ever planning for the line to stop. Many creators and investors with $5 million or even $10 million fall into this. They are so addicted to the score that they forget the money is supposed to be converted into life experiences. I call this capital stagnation syndrome. You are essentially working for your money rather than making your money work for your life. Think about it. Your ability to enjoy wealth has an expiration date. Your health, your energy, and your children's childhood are all depreciating assets. A $50,000 trip to Europe at age 35 is a completely different asset than a $50,000 trip at age 85. If you are still in pure accumulation mode in your 50s and 60s with more money than you could ever spend, you aren't being responsible, you're being inefficient. The middle-class fear is running out of money, but the true wealth class fear should be running out of time with too much money left over. On Tedinvests, we advocate for the utility curve. You must learn to decumulate as strategically as you accumulated. To break this trap, you need to start giving while living or investing in memory dividends. If you die with $10 million in the bank, that's not a success. That's $10 million worth of life you failed to live. Don't build a monument of gold only to be buried under it. Financial freedom isn't a number on a screen. It's the absence of the middle-class software that keeps you anxious, busy, and unfulfilled. If you have $1 million, but you still feel like a prisoner to your chores, your assets, or your comparisons, then you aren't wealthy yet. You're just a high-net-worth person with a scarcity problem. The 5 traps we discussed today are common, but they aren't mandatory. You can choose to upgrade your mental OS. You can choose to prioritize operational simplicity over complexity and time wealth over status. So here is your homework audit your life this week. Identify which of these 5 traps is currently draining your energy. Is it the maintenance prison or the hourly rate delusion? If this video helped you see your wealth through a different lens, hit that like button and subscribe to Tedinvests. Let's stop building monuments of gold and start building lives of actual freedom. Leave a comment below. Which trap are you currently stuck in? I'll be down there to discuss it with you. I'm Ted, and I'll see you in the next one.